Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode one of our comprehensive Locust performance testing series. And I'm excited to take you on this journey where we will explore one of the most powerful and developer friendly performance testing tools which are available today in the market. So, in this episode, we are laying the foundation by understanding what the performance testing is, why it matters, and where Locust fits into the picture. So, let's dive in. And starting with why performance testing matters, I don't want to jump directly to Locus, but I just want to give you a quick understanding on why the performance testing, so why performance testing matters. So why should we really care about performance testing? So let me give you four compelling reasons. So the first thing is performance testing help us prevent costly outages and revenue loss. So imagine your application going down during peak hours, the financial impact can be devastating. And secondly, performance testing ensures a great user experience under load. So your application might work perfectly with 10 users, but what happens when 10,000 users hit it simultaneously? Performance testing will answer that question. Thirdly, it helps us identify the bottlenecks before they reach production. So it's much cheaper to fix performance issues in testing than to deal with angry customers and emergency fixes in production. And finally, the fourth pointer. Performance testing builds confidence in your infrastructure so you can sleep peacefully knowing your system can handle the expected load and even more. Third one, the real world impact. So let me share you some eye-opening statistics that really drive home the business impact of performance. And study shows that 1 second of delay can result in a 7% loss in conversion. So think about that for a moment. So Amazon, one of the world's largest e-commerce platforms, estimates they lost $1.6 billion annually for every second of delay. And that's not a typo. That's a billion with a B. And next one. So research shows that 53% of mobile users will abandon a site if it takes more than 3 seconds to load. And in today's mobile first world, speed is everything. And then finally, the bottom line. Performance equals business success. It's not just a technical concern, it's a business imperative. And then the next point are the types of performance testing. So let's talk about the different types of performance testing, and understanding these categories will help you choose the right approach for your needs. Firstly, the load testing. So first we have load testing. So this simulates, the load testing simulates expected user load on your application to see how it behaves under normal conditions, and think of it as your baseline test. And secondly, the stress testing. So here we push the system beyond its normal capacity to discover its breaking point, and we want to know where and how the system fails. Thirdly, the spike testing. This simulates sudden surges in traffic, and think about the Black Friday sales or a viral social media post, and your system needs to handle those unexpected spikes gracefully. And finally, we have soak testing, which is also called as endurance testing, and this runs the system under significant load for extended periods to identify issues like memory leaks or resource exhaustion that only appear over time. And then moving on to the main part. Yes, we are going to meet Locust. Now let me introduce you to the star of our series, the Locust. So Locust is an open source load testing tool that's become incredibly popular in the performance testing community. It's written in Python, which makes it very easy to learn and use, especially if you are already familiar with Python. But don't worry, even if you're new to Python, you'll pick it up very quickly. Locust can simulate millions of concurrent users, and that gives you the power to test at massive scale. And just imagine we have another tool called JMeter, which was which was written in Java. And now this tool, the Locust, is completely written in Python. So that's the difference. And the next pointer, it comes with real-time web UI, which provides instant feedback during your test. So you can watch your metrics live as the test runs. And perhaps Most importantly, Locust is distributed and scalable, so you can run it on a single machine or spread the load across hundreds of machines. And just imagine with JMeter, you have to work on the master slave yarn, you have to use the RMI terminology, lots and lots of things were there. Here, this works as a breeze. So it's very simple and it's very easy to scale and distribute your load test with hundreds of machines. And moving on to why choose Locust. Why you are supposed to, you see, someone may say, okay, I know JMeter, I know load runner, neo load, rational performance testers. Why should I learn Locust? This slide is for you. Why should you choose Locust over other performance testing tools? And let me give you four compelling reasons. And after that, you decide. It's up to you. First thing is developer friendly. So it's incredibly developer friendly. So you write your test in pure Python code, no complex GUIs, no XML configuration files. If you can write your code, you can write Locust test, right? Secondly, it's massively scalable. So if you need to simulate more load, just add more machines. And Locust makes distributed load testing very straightforward and simple. And thirdly, it's extremely flexible. So while Locust is great for HTTP testing, you can test any protocol. You can test WebSocket. Many of you, right? Many of you must have issues with WebSockets, how to test WebSockets. Locust helps you with testing WebSockets, gRPC, or even custom protocols. So I will say when it comes to Locust, the sky is the limit. And then fourthly, you get real-time feedback during test execution. So you see live statistics and charts updating in real time. So there is no more waiting until the test completes to see the results. And nextly, the advantages of Locust. So let me break down some specific advantages that make Locust stand out from the crowd. So first, it's being code-based rather than GUI-based means your tests are version control friendly and you can track the changes. You can collaborate with your team and you can integrate with the development workflow. Secondly, leveraging the Python ecosystem means you have unlimited possibilities. So if you want to read test data from a database, you can use Pandas. If you need to generate fake data, you can use Faker. And the entire Python library ecosystem is at your disposal. And thirdly, Locust is lightweight. Yes, it doesn't require any massive resources to run. You can generate significant load even from modest hardware. And fourthly, sorry, and fourthly, um, it's completely free and open source. So no licensing cost, no restrictions, no hidden fees. And finally, Locust has an active, vibrant community. So you'll find great documentation, which are more helpful forum discussions and regular updates. And the next slide, your learning journey. So over the course of this series, here is what you will master. So the first thing is you will learn to write realistic user scenarios that accurately simulate how real users interact with their application. And nextly, you'll become proficient at analyzing performance metrics, understanding response times, throughput, error rates, and percentiles. You will then discover how to build scalable test frameworks that can grow with your application and can be reused across projects. We will deep dive into distributed load generation, showing you how to coordinate multiple machines to generate massive load. And you will learn how to integrate Locust into your CI/CD pipeline, which makes performance testing a regular part of your development process. So what do you need? So before I proceed, let's talk about what you will need to get the most out of this series. So the first thing is you will need basic Python knowledge, where you have to understand variables, functions, and classes. If you have written any Python before, you're good to go. And you should have you should have great general understanding of HTTP and REST APIs. And don't worry, if you are not an expert, a basic understanding is sufficient. You'll need a computer with Python version 3.7 or higher installed. We'll cover the installation process in detail in the next episode. And most importantly, bring your enthusiasm to learn. And with the right attitude, you will master Locust in no time. And next, congratulations. So you now understood why performance testing matters and how Locust can help you achieve your testing goals. And in our next episode, we are going to get hands-on in episode 2, where you're going to install and set up Locust. And I'll walk you through how to get Locust running on your machine. So we'll set up your Python environment, install Locust, configure your IDE, and write your very first load test. And by the end of that episode, you will have a working Locust installation and will have executed your first performance test. So make sure you don't miss episode 2. It's going to be exciting, practical, and you will walk away with working code. See you there. Cheers all. Take care. Bye bye.